Greetings, math fans. All right, so this is our last day for the chapter, and basically what we're doing is another type of, it's not really quadratic, but we're going to be graphing absolute value. Okay, so this is graphing absolute value equations. All right, and this is actually with two variables, okay? So this is just like vertex form of a quadratic. It's almost identical. So let me just actually write one of those out there. This is what I taught you guys yesterday. So if I had y is equal to x minus 3 squared minus 7, your vertex would be opposite of this, so 3 comma, and actually what this is, so 3 comma negative 7. Okay, so it's identical. Instead, this is what we're going to have. Y is equal to, when I say it's identical, this is what's going to happen. So y is equal to absolute value of x minus 3 minus 7. Okay, and guess what? That vertex, exactly the same. Okay, so, and this is absolute value. Absolute value, which means this graph is going to have a V shape. All right, and it's going to open up like that, and it's going to open down like that. All right, so exactly same as vertex form, same ideas. We're going to have axis of symmetry. We're going to have, is it a maximum or minimum, opening up or down, etc. Okay, and then I'm going to have you guys pick 2 additional points, one on either side. There is no, I'm not going to worry about x-intercept and y-intercept for this one. Okay? All right, so what I always kind of say is the standard form for this, and again, you don't necessarily need to memorize that, but the standard form for this is y is equal to absolute value of x minus h plus k. So it's always, this is the absolute value, or this is the opposite. So if that was, you would say basically that's h comma, and this is k, that's your y value. H is your x value, k is your y value. Okay, and there's a minus there because you're taking the opposite of that value right here. Okay? All right, so let's do some problems. Again, it's pretty easy. And it's going to be a relatively short lesson here, which is nice. Okay, so let's do y is equal to absolute value of x minus 3 minus 4. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do the vertex. And the vertex is opposite of that value, which is positive 3 comma negative 4. Okay, pretty easy, right? And we're going to do axis of symmetry. Which is really easy. Don't forget, x equals, really important, x equals 3. And then we're going to do, it opens up or down question. And of course, because this is positive in front of here, just like the other one, right, it's positive or negative, right? But in this case here, it's positive in front of the absolute value. It's going to open up, and then it's going to be, is the vertex a maximum or a minimum? Well, if it opens up, just think logically, it's opening up. So what is that vertex going to be? It's going to be a minimum. Okay? And I want to, basically 4 more points. So 4 points around the vertex. And so let's make a t-chart real quickly. I'm going to put the vertex in here. So the vertex is going to be 3, negative 4. And then you're picking points on either side of it. So I'm going to pick something less. So I'm going to do 2 and 1 and more. 4 and 5. Okay? And again, it's really pretty easy to do this. Just remember, absolute value means distance from 0, but absolute value is always makes it always positive. So if I put a, I'll just erase so you don't get confused with this. There we go. Okay, So if I put a 4 in here, 4 minus 3 is 1. Absolute value 1 is 1. 1 minus 4 is negative 3. So remember, it's just like vertex form, those are the same numbers. Okay, let's put a 5 in there. 5 minus 3, 2. Absolute value 2 is 2. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So these are the same as well. Okay, and then let's go ahead and graph this. So we have 5, negative 2, which is right here. I know I started the others, that's okay. 5, negative 2, and 4, negative 3 is right here. 3, negative 4, which is by vertex. Oop, I lost that point. 4, negative 3. And 3, negative 4. Wow, I don't know where it's going here. It kind of disappears. Weird. 3, negative 4. 2, negative 3. And 1, negative 2. I don't know what happens. 1, negative 2. Alright. Alright, whew. Better draw the graph before these points disappear. No idea why. Alright, there we go. Alright, that's it. That's the graph, right? And it's V. Don't draw as U. If you draw as U, then mark it wrong. Okay, and you get 1 point for drawing the graph. So it's easy. Okay, let's do another one here. So let's do one that has a negative in front of it. Okay, so we're going to do y is equal to negative absolute value of x minus, let's do x minus 2 plus 4. Okay, sounds good. So same thing. We're going to do opposite of this, comma this. Okay, so vertex is going to be positive 2, comma 4. Axis of symmetry is going to be, don't forget, x equals. So x equals 2, pretty easy. Okay, there's negative here, so I'm going to highlight this negative, right? So there's a negative there, so that is going to be opening down. So opens down, and then because it opens down, think logically, it's going to look like this. That means the vertex is going to be a maximum value. Okay, cool. So we got to pick, do a little t-chart, and we have our vertex, which is 2 and 4, and then we're going to pick points on either side of it. So we're going to pick 1 and 0 and 3 and 4. Okay, so again, let's plug this stuff in here. So if I put a 3 in here, 3 minus 2 is 1. Absolute value 1 is 1. But that negative then makes it negative. Okay, it's important, right? So we have negative 1 plus 4 is 3. So this is 3. That means this is 3. Okay, put a 4 in there. 4 minus 2 is 2. Absolute value 2 is 2. That makes it negative 2, the red negative there. So negative 2 plus 4 is 2. And guys, what you need to understand is if you don't get it to look like a V shape, that means you plug something wrong in there. Okay, it's going to look like a V shape. Just like with the quadratic, and when you did it in vertex form, it's a U shape. If it doesn't come out to be a U shape, you plug something in wrong, and you got to recheck that. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and graph this. Go out here and okay, it's good. So we got 0, 2, 1, comma 3, 2 comma 4, 3 comma 3, and 4 comma 2. Okay, and there and there. Sweet. All right, pretty easy stuff, right? Okay, so let's do, I got one more graph I want to do with you guys. So let's see here. How about y is equal to absolute value of x minus 3. Okay, so remember, if there's nothing in the absolute value, right, the vertex, that's going to be a 0 then. So 0 comma 3, that's your vertex. Or 0 comma negative 3, sorry. 0 negative 3. Okay, so it's almost like saying y is equal to the absolute value of x, and we're going to say plus 0, if you want to look at it that way, minus 3. Right, there's nothing in here, so that's 0, and then negative 3. Okay, so just real quickly, let's graph that one, and I'll do a couple more vertices, which is plural for vertex, and just to practice. Okay, so again, axis of symmetry is x equals 0. Okay, and this is positive, so it opens up, and that means if it opens up like this, think of it, it is a minimum. Okay, all right, so let's just erase this so I have room here. Okay, so I'm going to pick some points around the vertex. So I got my 0, negative 3. I'm going to pick negative 1, negative 2, and 1 and 2. Okay, so I put a 1 in there. Absolute value 1 is 1. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. So these are both negative 2. Okay, I put a 2 in there. Absolute value 2 is 2. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. So negative 1 and negative 1. Okay, and let's go ahead and graph it. So negative 2, negative 1, negative 1, negative 2, and 0, negative 3, and 1, negative 2, and 2, negative 1. Okay, and that's it. Sweet. So real quickly, a couple more, just a couple more vertex problems here, right? If I said y is equal to absolute value of x plus 7, that's it. Well, you guys would tell me my vertex is what? It's opposite of this, so negative 7, and there's nothing here, so it's like saying plus 0, so negative 7 comma 0. Okay, as opposed to this one, right? This one is 0 comma 7. Okay, so that's it, math fans. That was a relatively short lesson, but that is the absolute value graph with two variables. And again, it's a V shape, pretty easy, and you're finding the same stuff. And you guys should be good to go. All right, that's it, math fans. Have an outstanding day. Adios. Goodbye.